Welcome back to Naturally Spiritual, where we correlate the spiritual with the natural. I'm
And
Cheryl,
I'm Sherry.
and we're talking about let it go.
Let it go. Hey, that just came to me. In order for you to go, you have to let go.
All
So
right.
let go so you can go.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay. Because I'm going to tell you what happens when you keep holding on and allowing the past to punish and hold you.
That's just where you are.
That's where you are.
You're
You're
stuck.
stagnant. You're stuck, and it leaves no room for the future, right?
Exactly. Unfortunately, you think about it, and I laugh all the time. My neighbors had up the invisible fence for the dogs. Even when that fence was off, those dogs, it was so mental and so conditioned and so trained. Even when the fence was off, those dogs would not go, would not leave the yard. I don't care what cat came by, what deer, what rabbit, whatever. They're going to stand there and hunt. They're going to bark your head off. You hear me? But and the animals on the outside of what the invisible fence, what was holding the dogs there, they're scurrying, getting away. Trying to, he coming to get me, he coming to get me.
He's not going beyond that invisible line.
Well, get right there and stop. Get so far and stop. But I guess we're the same way.
We are.
If we've been hurt before, and hurt in the same spot, hurt the same way, and we condition ourselves mentally. I can't go beyond this.
Right.
So he hurt me, he hurt me, he hurt me, or she hurt me, she hurt me, she hurt me. The next one won't.
The next one won't. And so your guards are up.
Guards are up because I've been here before. True, it does not feel good, but you can't continue to hold on to there because even in that hurt, there are messages. There are lessons that should have been in that hurt.
Right.
For you to move forward.
For you to move forward.
Exactly.
Right. And if I could go ahead and add scripture to it in Ephesians 4:31 and 32, that all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you.
Be put away.
With all malice, and be ye kind one to another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another.
I'm sorry.
Even as God, for Christ's sake, have forgiven you.
Exactly.
So again, look, layman's terms, just let it go.
Let it go so you can go.
So that you can go. Yeah. We like she said, we hold on and bottle it up. And then that's cancer comes from it, right?
That's so true. All kinds of
anxiety, all kinds of sicknesses, because you're holding on and holding all this stuff in and not releasing and not letting it go. And when I say release, you can release in a way that's healthy. It doesn't have to come off as being bitter, because word just told us, don't rid yourself of bitterness. So you can release it naturally, by just letting it flow. You can release it in coping mechanism, like breathing, just even a breathing technique, just renewing your mind.
Exactly.
Right?
And I journal. I mean, I write a lot, and it was something that I had gotten away from, but then I'm like, why did I give up journaling?
Right.
But then when I went back and I found some journals and I was going through, it was like, wow, and in reading the journal, I realized I had let go of some things because I had, but I was only reminded when I read the journal, but I didn't, go back and hold on to it and, pick it back up or whatever, because if it's back there, I'm going to leave it back there, or whatever. But there's healing in forgiving. There is healing in smiles instead of bitterness, and anger. Because if you think about it, if you're bitter and you're all, all the time and stuff like that, and you're just you're uptight, and then so you look for negativity, you look for wrong, and then when you're holding on to the bitterness and all of that, when things are going well, you can't see it because you're stuck. I'm waiting on. No, I know this is going to happen. And stuff like that. And so you have to let that stuff go in order to go.
And
and go to a better place.
Yeah, I'm sorry. And so, oftentimes I say, when you're holding on to it like that, you self-sabotage.
That's so true.
Right?
Yeah.
And another thing, for those who are holding on to all of this hate and hostility towards a person, 9 times out of that 10, that person doesn't even care or doesn't even know, right?
Exactly.
They've moved on, and you're still holding on to all of this, and they're going on about their lives. You better let it go. So says sister,
so you can go.
All right.
You know, and I think back, I was in 3rd grade, and this teacher, Miss Wilson, I loved her. You know, and I remember, and I didn't understand it then. She was telling there were 2 kids. One was a bully, and the other one, you know, was a victim. And I remember her always telling the bully, stop, you know, you can't do that. And he would go, well, you know, blah 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 and all this and that. And so she went to the victim, and I heard those words that day, and they kind of resonate today. Stop giving him power.
Okay.
So when you let somebody, you're begrudging and you're holding on to it, you've given that person your power. Take back your power.
That's strong.
Take back your power and let them no longer have that over you. You know, and I say, you guys can say it's easier said than done. It may seem that way in the natural.
Right.
It may seem that way, but in the spirit, he says, let it go.
He says,
and if the Spirit's saying, let it go, he's saying so that you can go.
Right.
So go get yours. Okay. We're going to end it. And as we always do with our commercials, honey, you know, go ahead and like us.
Share us.
Okay. Talk to us. Somebody.
And hit that button.
You know, and subscribe. You know, and go ahead and go pick up this book online or in a brick and mortar. Naturally Spiritual. By Cheryl and Sherry. Cheryl, you know, Cheryl doesn't sound like herself today. But
I know. Look,
but we're going to go ahead, and if you don't purchase it, if you can't purchase it right now, don't feel bad about it. It's just not your season, but trust and believe your season is coming.
Okay.
And if you can't purchase it, request it from your local library.
Have a good night, guys.
Awfully good night.